everybody, Nicholas live here with professional traders John and David. Today we're looking at XEM or NEM, New Economic Movement, which is top 12 cryptocurrency, and out of the top 100, it has been the highest gainer in the last 24 hours with 20% increase in price just in the last 24 hours. And essentially, we think this is going to be a very good trade even in this very downtrend market. Now, John, what do the charts tell us?
Hey, thanks, Nicholas. So we noticed a lot of bullish activity the last several days, and like Nicholas said, now it's been the biggest mover in the market. So the thing we do when we see a lot of big moves on the daily chart is start looking on shorter time frames and see if we can find a pattern, because that not only tells you how to get in safely, it can show you some targets of how high this might go in the short term, which, as we've talked about in many other videos, might lead to bigger gains long term. But boy, if you can find a short term trade that's safe, bigger upside potential, you want that. And we think this might be one. The only caveat as we start is things are not looking that good in the market in general. So you want to consider that in your position sizing. We were on the 30-minute chart. That's the one we usually start with for patterns. Found a cup and handle pattern. That's considered a bullish pattern. And not only that, but this arrow shows you that we've already broken out of that pattern. And the confirmation is we saw a nice volume spike. That is bullish. No matter how bearish the market is, this one's looking bullish. So we turn it over to our pro trader, David. He's going to walk you through what our trade setup is and our targets. And then we'll come back and give you a few more tips to make sure your trades go successfully today and the rest of this week as well. David?
Thanks, John. Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, on this trade, we actually just got our fill. And John, I'm going to get rid of the 4 leading zeros in this one and call it 44.60 was our entry price. And we're going to put but I'm going to call it tight stop, and I'll explain that in a second, just under 4,000. And that's 10% away, so it's not really tight, but it's tight for the pattern. And by that, it's just getting back to the top part of the handle there. If you wanted to play it as a little bit longer term trade, you could put the stop down at the lower portion of that handle at 36, which is going to be a 20% stop. So if you do go that direction, I would definitely encourage you to adjust your sizing. And if 10% is too far away, then adjust your sizing down for that as well. As far as an initial target, with us so close to a round number of 5,000, we'll for sure take a piece off before it just under that price. And our ultimate target on this is 6,000. And I say ultimate, and that's really, we do think that this thing has some chance to really skyrocket, but we'll be taking the majority of the position off if we do see a 6,000 print. So with that, John, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, great. A couple quick things before we wrap up this video. I'll put that back up at the end so you can review those numbers. But we wanted to show you the thing about NEM that's so interesting is it's one of the few large cap altcoins that doesn't trade in the US dollar or any of the major exchanges. So we see this thing moving in big chunks, and you then want to look at the rest of the market because it could be a leading indicator. You know, if we saw some very small cap coin, and we did a trade, for example, in Vibe, that might go up 50%. That's not going to directly influence other coins, but this thing is top 15. And if it's moving up a ton, other coins might be getting played by the hedge funds and big investors as well. So if you don't trade it, still keep an eye on it, because if it's moving up and all of a sudden Bitcoin and Ethereum and those start shooting up, you might find this is our leading indicator. It does happen. We call it in sync. We talk about it in our educational videos. So always understand that right now the crypto market is very connected. The altcoins tend to move with altcoins. Bitcoin tends to control everything. Look for those relationships. We'll be sharing them in our videos whenever we see them and let you know that as well. So I'll turn it back to you, Nicholas, and hopefully this will be a successful trade for us.
Yes, and at the end of the day, NEM is a very interesting coin on its own because it's a smart, asset exchange on its own platform. So lots of people are looking into that as well. So make sure you guys do subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.